This is a very specific message. Someone is thinking about you, and I feel that you're currently in no contact with them. You have been questioning this connection. You have almost been at a point where you're like, I'm over it. I don't want to invest any more energy in this. But Spirit sent me to you today because there is a deeper meaning, there's a deeper purpose behind this, and it is actually going to surprise you. So first of all, you and that person have a very strong energetic connection, and that is also the reason why there were all these feelings that were coming up. Like, I feel it's a mutual connection. This is someone who you met them and in a second you were like, there's something very specific about their energy that made you that took you out of your reality, that took you out of your, almost like took you into a different realm. You felt so good with them, like it was easy from the beginning. And despite this no contact, quote unquote, I'm going to get to that in a second, but despite this, communication with them is actually so easy. Like when you are together, when you're meeting up, or maybe you're just meeting up in your dreams or whatever, it doesn't matter. When you are communicating, it is easy. So I feel like you're very much focused on the obstacles. You're focused on what seems to be standing in the way of your connection. There is also a lot of things, because they are unsaid between you, because you haven't really spoken about them, that have caused both of you to overthink them. Like both of you were I'm seeing like you're kind of like locked in your room overthinking things, kind of interpreting into things that are unspoken, but you're both interpreting your own issues from past relationships into this. You're interpreting your own insecurities into this. And Spirit is asking you to have a faith and have a trust. Because the deeper meaning, okay, here's what I've channeled. The deeper meaning of your phase of separation, if you want to call it this, is that was necessary for that person to really truly realize how much you mean to them. If it was not for whatever happens between you, whatever seems to be, maybe there is distance between you, some of you in that collective, it could mean that that person is far away from you, they live far away from you, they're on the other side of the world, or there has been a sort of falling out between you. You can talk, or you don't talk. This was necessary, even though it's uncomfortable, even though you're like, I would much rather talk it out like in person. Both of you were being called into solitude to work things out on your own. And here is the interesting thing that was happening while you were both in no contact. Wow, with that energy coming up also. While you were both not talking physically, your connection, believe it or not, has become even stronger. Your hearts have been, I'm seeing like cords from like your heart to their heart and vice versa. I'm seeing this energetic thread from them to you, and it's like you're communicating the entire time. So it's been working the entire time, and you have just been getting closer to each other, even though it does not make logical sense, because you're like, okay, like I can't believe that this no contact or separation is actually benefiting me. And that is because I feel you put a lot of emphasis, I'm not calling you out here because I've been there too, you put a lot of emphasis on text or communicating in the physical, but this connection you have is of a mystical nature, it's some sort of mystical connection. If you know, you know. You can feel that person's presence. I'm seeing both of you with the dream card. You are both connecting to each other in your dreams. You're also communicating through songs, through music. So that could be You know, when you're going through your day and you hear a song and suddenly you get this feeling, you get this very specific feeling where you just know that this is a message from them. Or you go through your day, everything is fine, and out of nowhere you can feel their presence or you can feel their mood. You're picking up on what they're feeling, or even on images, on visions, or the wildest synchronicities happen between you. And I want you to know that they're going through the same thing, and a part of them is actually questioning their entire reality, because you have both been syncing up. You know, when we're having telepathy with someone, it's not just saying a couple of words and, you know, you're affirming that that person is missing you and they're like, okay, I'm missing that person. No, it's really about your energy. Like, what kind of energy are you in? And both of you have both been doing this thing where, okay, one day you're like, oh my God, it's gonna work out. I can feel it. We have this strong connection. The next day, you're kind of allowing your doubts to creep in again. You're allowing whatever seems to be currently in the way, whatever circumstances you're in, doesn't matter. But you have days where you go back and forth in your mind and they're following you. I'm seeing like both of you are, there's this energetic connection where you're following each other. And it's been working the entire time. Spirit is saying it has been working the entire time. I want to soothe you here, to give you a little bit of an insight into their mind, even though I feel like you can also do that, okay? Don't underestimate yourself here. You can tap into their feelings because of your connection, because it is so strong. But I want to give you kind of a little bit of a glimpse of what is going on within them right now. And I'm also going to share a little exercise of what you can do to connect to them even more. Haunted by words I have never said. In a way, here's what they're thinking. First of all, they had a major breakthrough or a tipping point where they had a realization, okay, about you. It could have been after a dream. This is someone who oftentimes has dreams of you, and they are so strong, like they're so intense, so realistic, that they wake up from those dreams and they're like, wow, it's almost like it really happened. And that is because it really happens in a way on the astral plane. You're meeting up in your dreams, you're already connecting. Does it make sense rationally? No. But it's truly happening, and both of you feel that connection. There was one moment. Could have been that they saw a scenario of losing you, waking up from it and being like, oh my God, you know this, you know when you have that feeling in your heart after bad dream happened and you're like, oh my God, I feel so bad. They were really afraid of losing you, really afraid of messing it up, really getting this. You know, when it takes so much to confess your feelings and you're afraid to let it show, you're afraid of being rejected. But on the other hand, when you face the thought of losing the person with that balance card, it's all a balance. When you face losing someone, you start to think. You start to think, okay? Sometimes our soul gives us a warning, and it's like, okay, listen, if you don't get it together, you might mess it up. You might miss the chance. Their heart can feel, not that you're moving on, because I feel like you're not moving on, but a part of you is like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Like, why are we not putting the cards on the table? I want you to know that in this no contact, in this separation, the reason why they haven't fully put the cards on the table is not necessarily because they don't want to. It's not a matter of them not wanting, it's a matter of them standing so much in their own way that they are unable to truly express their own feelings. And there is also a significant part of them that the thing is, you should see yourself, like you should see yourself through their eyes, because they're actually blown away by you. Not just, I'm not talking your looks only, I'm talking your whole entire personality. They see you almost as this unreal creature, this mystical being, like, wow, like, can you even be real? They look at you and all these qualities that you embody. It's like, you know, if they had to put together a list of their dream partner, rationally speaking, like all the qualities and the attitude of someone, like their attitude towards life, their work ethic, their how they feel with you and everything, you check really all the boxes. And in a way, they look at themselves and they're like, it's not gonna work, you know, it's not gonna work. And then on top of that, they are aware that they messed up a little bit. They are aware that they could have said something way earlier. And then I feel like there is a specific scene that they, I don't know, maybe it was in a dream, maybe it was something that came to them during the day. It's just like stabbing their heart when they're thinking about you with someone else, when they're thinking about you moving on. It makes them fall to the ground. I'm seeing them really fall to their knees. Like the thought of you moving on from that connection, the thought of you maybe even forgetting them would literally break their spirit. And this is why they're at a breaking point currently. I want you to pay close attention, pay really close attention. Energetically, something is happening between you. I'm telling you here. It's no joke. You have been very much clinging on to them in the beginning, in that no contact, whatever happened between you, there are kind of circumstances that led you to believe that it's not going to work out. You know what I mean? Where you're like, okay, it's not going to work out. And you were kind of replaying everything was coming up from past relationships where you're like, they're going to treat me like this again. This is going to happen again to me. Now I'm not looking loving. You're taking every single argument you can find and you're replaying it. Then they pulled away. But what happened was in that phase of no contact, you were getting a stronger connection because that person was becoming aware of how much they need you and how big of a part you are of their life, even though you're not physically part of their life. Because it's like they just have to think about you and they immediately get this, it's like a sense of utter well-being, you know, a sense of utter fascination, curiosity, well-being. It's like anything is possible and no one was ever able to give them that. But that, like, if so much is at stake, sometimes you become really, you're really nervous, okay? You're getting so much in your own head because you're like, you're really out of that person's league in a way. Yeah, and this is what happens. This is what right now is happening to them. They have had this breaking point, this tipping point, this moment where they were like, okay, if I really truly mess it up, damn, I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life. I'm hearing them say, I'm gonna regret this for the rest of my life. Like, how am I gonna live with this? Oh my God. I don't wanna say they're not miserable, but they've been through a lot. Like, oh my God, they have not let it show. You have seen nothing from, like, there's this wall of brick, like really thick wall. They have a poker face. I feel like maybe they're also not showing a lot online of their private, like, thoughts and what they're going through, but they've had this breaking point where everything was crashing down all at once. I don't know why, but it's like a waterfall crashing down on them. Like, all these emotions, it's like, you know, they've been holding it in for so long that there's just one point where you just can't any longer. And this happened to them. And now they are motivated to be the best version they can be for you. Because just like they had the vision, dreams really play a big role. So definitely be on the lookout for dreams of them. And by the way, quick reminder, I've been writing a whole entire guide on how to communicate on the telepathic level, because you can see no contact as a phase of suffering of, oh my God, I can't reach out to them. Or you can see it as the building block of how this is going to move forward, because through telepathy, you're always communicating on that energetic level. So if you want to know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, really these signs, these subtle signs, where you can already identify that they're energetically reaching out to you. And also discover the thread method. This is one of the methods that helped me the most during separation from my twin flame. It tunes you into their heart space. It's really amazing. It's so effective because you can send that person love and you can receive their love even when there currently are circumstances or obstacles in the way, and even if they are on the other side of the world, because it still works. It's no joke. I have linked it down below. If you grab it during the month of June, you will get a free meditation to quantum leap, draw in whatever scenario you wish to experience with them, and instead of being in this phase of missing them, really longing awake at night, like tossing and turning, thinking about what can I do, you're shifting into fulfillment. So you can rest in this knowing, like the more you do this, the more you get into this knowing that it's all working out in your favor. It is linked down below, but here's kind of what happened. They had multiple dreams of you. They had these visions or dreams where it was like losing you, waking up maybe from a dream of like where you were with someone else or you have rejected them or something happened. But then they're also having these visions of what it would be like living together, sharing a home together, being together, being with each other, experiencing all of it together, and that future timeline, where it gets to be good, where those obstacles, they don't matter anymore. They're gone. They're just gone. These moments, they have seen it too, and not only seen it, they have felt it. And that has caused them to have that awakening about you, that deep realization. I feel like it was almost like in a flash, in a second, in a moment, where they went from, I can't do anything, like I'm just gonna give it up because I already went too far. I messed it up. I have no chance of, fixing this relationship, to I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Because sometimes you just have to get over yourself, and I feel like this is what they found out. Getting over their own insecurities, because they see you as so amazing. But on the other hand, it's also, Spirit is saying, this is a message that I channeled a couple of days ago. It's like, sometimes we don't see the greater plan at work. We want things to happen in a specific order, in a specific way, but we can't forget that we're living in an infinite universe where there are a million ways of how things can unfold. And just like you met each other in the most random way, I feel like, where you were like, oh my God, this is crazy. I would have never thought. Just like this, the unfolding can also take place in a million different ways. And sometimes when we're limiting ourselves to, oh my God, I need that text message right now or else I'm gonna freak out, we're kind of limiting all the infinite ways of how it can truly unfold. Because every second of the day, it is unfolding. And if you say it's working out for you, it is working out for you, truly. Never forget that, okay? Let me see. The card just flipped around. Let me see what else they're thinking. Wow. This is a joke right now. Wow. They could already be working on the, you know what I mean? I was just talking about a text. Don't get stuck on a text message. Like, don't be like, I need a text message. But I do see them working out a way of expressing their emotions towards you. Sometimes we have like feelings towards someone that are so complex, and maybe even because we've never felt that way before with someone else, maybe that depth, they haven't felt that with anyone. It's like, how are you going to put it into words? Like, not just being able to do it, being brave enough, but also, are you gonna understand it? Is it gonna come across as, oh my God, you're crazy? Or they want to, not only do they want to show up in the right way for you, like be the person you truly deserve, because trust me, they have seen your value. They have seen your worth. They have seen your soul. They have seen you. They have truly seen you. And it's like they don't want to disappoint you. When they move forward, trust me, it's going to blow your mind. It is going to blow your mind because they are going to come correct. They are going to be your relationship, if you let it be good, you know what I mean? Like, Spirit is really urging you to stop picking it apart, like everything you see from them, like picking that apart and looking for a flaw or a potential sign that it's not working out, and instead moving into the trust that it is working out. And I can guarantee you, the more you tap into these inner conversations with them, they receive everything. When you're visualizing, when you're doing the thread method, really reaching out through your heart center, they can feel you. You're causing shifts, okay? Synchronicities, signs, angel numbers, hearing songs, and all of these are shifts. Like, these aren't just random coincidences in your life. When we're communicating on the telepathic level, oftentimes we think it's just, okay, I'm just gonna say an affirmation and then that person's gonna receive it and they're gonna think the same thing. But it's way more than that. You're sending out your whole energetic blueprint. And believe it or not, you have been communicating with each other the entire time. Spirit is showing me almost like little paper planes, Every thought about them is a little message you're sending across, and it does not matter how far they are away, because on that level, there is no separation between you. All these circumstances that seem to be in the way, they don't matter on that level. So don't get caught up on no contact, because once that happens, really, I'm telling you, once it happens, all these thoughts, all these nights where you were awake and you're wondering, going back and forth, they're going to be forgotten. And a part of you, I know that you can feel it if you've been staying until the end. It does resonate, so you might feel it already. A part of you knows that everything is working out. So don't let that other part of you that is asking, but how is it going to work out? And where are the steps? And I want to know every single detail. Don't let that part of you bring you away from what you know within you, and let that person move towards you, but in a way that you deserve. You know what I mean? You deserve them to move forward to you in a changed way, really showing up for you as your dream person, okay? Because that's not just a dream. This relationship that you yearn for or long for is also what you can experience. Never forget that. So if you want to harness that energy, I highly recommend you go and do my free quantum leap meditation to truly lock in that new timeline. To quantum leap into any future with them instantly. Remember, anything is possible. You can choose what kind of reality you would like to experience. And because there are infinite realities, there is no convincing them, There's no, oh my God, how can I make them fall for me? How can I make my person commit? No, there is a reality where they are already committed, and you're tuning into that. And my clients have experienced wild things with it. It's people reaching out after silence, movement that was completely unexpected, and most of all, these inner shifts where you finally get into a calm state. You don't check the 3D anymore because you're it's already happening. I just know it. I've been there. I have seen the future. I have felt the future. So you will get it for free along with my telepathy guide only in June. So grab it down below. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, I truly, truly appreciate all of you, all of your guys' support. It means the world to me. So thank you for that. As always, these readings are an energetic exchange. So I highly recommend you like, subscribe, and comment below if it resonated. Drop dreams in the comments or the times you're at right now, what time it is, because as always, that is an angel number. That belongs to this specific situation. So whenever you want guidance, look at your time right now, look up the meaning of that specific angel number, because that is a message from the universe about your situation with them, about what is going on and what you should do as of right now. So that was it. Thank you for being here, and I will see you around in the next one.